Hello viewers, welcome to our Fire podcast, where faith meets understanding. This is a dynamic question and answer section designed to enlighten your spiritual journey. Hosted by Messi William. With me here are my colleagues.
I'm Musa Freedom. I'm Ernie Peter.
Who asks the tough and provoking questions to our guest, Mr. Emmanuel Bako. Please, sir, introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Emmanuel Bako, from London, and thank you for that very privilege of being here. I am so much honored, I feel honored, and I see it also as a privilege that young people like myself are passionate about faith and bringing understanding in matters of faith. So we don't just live in the dark, we live in the light. That is what faith is all about. So we don't just say it's faith, so we don't ask questions.
Yes.
So I'm so much impressed and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. You are highly welcome, Mr. Emmanuel.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And as an evangelist, I believe you are ready for our questions.
Well, you said so.
So as the name implies, we want to be enlightened about a lot of things, and we believe that before the end of this podcast, we do justice. So our viewers have once again, you're welcome. And we're going to be discussing a lot of topics, interesting topics. And if perhaps you have any question before the end of the podcast, you can as well write it on the comment section, and we'll do justice by replying to them at any time. Evangelist, can I call you Evangelist?
Yes, sir. You are free.
All right. Evangelist Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
First of all, you know, the society we live in is a society that is sexually charged. You know, I would like to start with that.
Yeah.
It's a society that is sexually charged, where you see a lot of young people engaging themselves in sexual relationships in that age and the rest. Now, the Bible was actually specific about, speak about sexual relationships. It says that a man and a woman shouldn't engage in any sexual intercourse unless they are married. But this current society doesn't take that into reference. So I would like to know, how should Christians, approach same-sex relationship, without having to compromise God's standards about it?
Okay, yes. Without having to compromise God's standards, I think I like that as well. The reason why you have to do that is because it seems like it is now politically correct to allow same-sex marriage. You understand? So now it's we as Christians we have the choice either to be politically correct by accepting the what is now becoming the norm, or we have to accept what God says concerning the subject. Right? So same-sex marriage, like any other immorality, is a sin. Now, one thing Christians have to understand is that sexual immorality, whether it is with the same sex or it is with the opposite sex outside of marriage, is a sin. Now, sometimes we feel less guilty when we don't commit certain sins as Christians. You understand? We feel like, okay, because I don't steal, I'm righteous than the other person. But I forgot that maybe I'm a liar too.
Yes, of course.
So maybe this person doesn't engage in same-sex marriage.
Yeah, or relationship.
But he engages in the opposite sex.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Outside of marriage. That is immorality as well. And it is all sin before me.
That's right.
You understand? Okay.
So now, when we're talking about same-sex relationship, can you define what that is in the first place? How would you say?
Yeah, that's a man and a woman engaging in sex with the same person of the same gender.
Okay.
A man and a man, or a woman and a woman. I think that's clear.
So the Bible is very clear. Like in the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 22, it says that you shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. Understand? Now, to my own take, when a married man meets a married woman or meets an unmarried woman, the man commits adultery, while the married woman commits adultery as well. But in the case of the opposite, it becomes fornication. Now, are we right to say that the Bible didn't record that as either adultery or fornication, but abomination? As in the book of Leviticus chapter 18 verse 22.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the reality is that every sin is an abomination. You don't have to be specific.
Yes, but by definition.
But the
Yes.
reason why I think the Bible made emphasis on homosexuality is because it's not a natural desire.
Yes.
You understand? It's natural. Because naturally, men should be attracted to women, and women should be attracted to men. So it becomes an abomination. It's like the way of intensifying the seriousness of the crime. You understand? But that doesn't mean that other sins don't have the same implications. You understand? Only that this particular sin is unnatural.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
It doesn't flow naturally. There could have been an outside influence that could have contributed to that decision to be homosexual, or you understand, and whatever it is. So probably that's why the Bible used the word it is an abomination. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that other sins are not abomination.
For clarity's sake,
Yes.
I want to bring up this question because I love about you very Bible. Can we actually say, aside pleasure, is there any other thing, right, that could actually make a man
Have that feelings for
have
his fellow man
the
or a
feeling
woman
that-
that that same feeling?
because we shouldn't just see this as a natural
Yes, or
thing
natural.
at all, because we know how humans can actually be and what people can actually do to actually get what they want really.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, or I want you to really throw more light on the part, because you wanted hitting the point.
Yes.
I'll let it come out. Is there any reason to why a man would really want to do this? Is it for
Yes.
money? Is it for ritual? Is it for pleasure?
Yes.
I want us to
Or like if there's any other reason
because
as
Yeah.
why
why
this
is
is
because this is an
abnormal behavior.
this is an abominable act.
Yes.
And if actually maybe they've gone somewhere and where they've gone to demands that they should do this to get this.
Okay. Actually, when it comes to this same-sex marriage, there's so many contexts to it. There are people who are suffering from childhood trauma, and some people who have been abused as children. Maybe they have been abused as male kids by male adults, and they naturally have that instinct because of that experience. So they are dealing with issues within themselves. That's one. And secondly, like you said, there are tendencies that some people might use it for ritual purposes. Because the aim of the devil is to commit anything that is of God, is to destroy anything that is of God. Whatever God makes sin, the devil wants to make insane. Whatever God makes perfect, he wants to make imperfect. Whatever God does well, he wants to destroy it. So there could be tendencies that other people might also do that for ritual purposes. And personally, growing up in my place, I have had an encounter with homosexuals as a young person, and many of them are rich and they are doing some sort of businesses. So when I had an encounter with one of them, I had to speak up and ask somebody, why would anybody want to sleep with a man?
That's abnormal.
Yeah, it's abnormal.
Yeah.
Because initially I didn't even know that was what the man wanted to do. But the man called me, and then the way he was acting. So I came out, I said, I hope this man didn't use my part of any part of my for anything. So I had to actually voice out. I said, this person, I pointed to the person, though he didn't hear when I was sharing that. I said, this person that just passed, this is what he did to me. I hope I'm okay. So the person now who knows him better told him that he's a homosexual.
Wow.
And that the reason why they do some of such things, some of them they do it because they want to, they believe that they will be rich by their businesses will boom. While others believe that, okay, when they do this, maybe accompanied with some charms or enchantment, whatever it is they work on their private parts, it will give them power that when they speak, people will listen, men will listen, especially people who are hungry for political power. So they don't sleep with women. So these are all diverse ways Satan just pollutes the mind of people in order to contaminate. So I don't believe, even if one says he's doing it for pleasure, it's not natural.
Yes.
You understand? There's no pleasure a man could get from another man like he couldn't get from a lady.
More than that.
I don't think we're getting it. So, yeah.
I wanted to ask you one.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
We've been talking about the person doing this. How about the victim? How well do they? What do you believe that? Can you actually
When they talk about victim, this particular situation, I don't believe that there's a victim.
No. Aside that, I want us to look at the fact that the person the man met, right? I'm calling that person as I'm calling the victim, the person that allowed himself to
that's the recipient of the action.
The person that allowed himself to be slept with. What do you think? Actually, how do you think that man could go so far to convince him? What words do you think?
The thing is this. I believe
is it the money that's portraying or bringing to the person that will make, because we are men and we know how well we wouldn't want ourselves to be slept with by another man. So what's that very thing that man must have told, aside being drugged or being charmed by the person? How well do you think, why do you think that a man would want to agree to such?
Well, I believe I will share my own experience as well regarding this. I believe that the people who allow themselves to be slept with, most of them they're not coerced. They consented to it. They are already in the cycle. Now, apart from the few who have been forced into it, there are people actually who are in the cycle who actually do that. Sometimes someone was chatting me on Facebook. I think has been quite a while. So he greeted me. Was asking my question, told me, and then he asked what's my role. I said my role at where, because I don't know what he actually meant. He said I should tell him. I said I don't know what's role. As at that particular time, many of them were chatting me. I actually don't know the reason why they were chatting me. Probably I joined the group and then they felt maybe I am part of So a lot of them were chatting us again. I said I know I was trying to tell him I don't even know what I know and what role they're talking about. So fortunately, one day one of them was talking to me. He said, he was calling those rules or one rule and second rule. Still, I do not know what these rules are. And then another person chatted me. When he chatted me, and then he was asking my role. I said, okay, today I would like to know what this rule is all about. So from the previous experience, I picked the rule. And so that was when he said it's the opposite rule.
Okay.
So I was like, wow. So I got pissed off at that particular moment. I was actually angry. I was challenged. So I told him that, how does he feel sleeping with his fellow man? He said he sleeps with both male and female. I said, okay, the male you sleep with, they allow you to sleep with them. He said yes. So till date, I still wonder if those people, the recipients of the male genitalia, no, apart from being victims, I still wonder if they derive pleasure in it. Because it's quite unnatural.
Yes.
It's quite unnatural. But I wonder if they do derive pleasure from it. So I may not even likely call them victims unless those ones who are coerced, those who are raped. Otherwise, the others who give themselves money, I think they're already in the cycle.
What you are saying, sir, it's not far from the truth. But like you said, there are methods to this. I personally believe, as a person, nobody is born homosexual.
Yes.
But there are things that lead to that. And scientists are now telling us that there are some men that actually have that female psyche. And I don't know how true that is. So, but when it comes to the issue of homosexuality, especially in Nigeria, they sometimes lure young people in. You understand?
Because I had a lot of politicians engage into that. It's a common.
Yes. When that guy who I was initially telling the story about, he first of all started asking me how I pay my school fees, whether how I'm going to take care of it, you understand? Because I didn't know where he was going to. So I don't have any problem with that. You understand? So, because of course,
these are actually the same ways they are.
Thank you. They actually take advantage of
ways they are
the situation.
The problem.
Yeah, your problem.
It's the same thing as devil does. He uses what you love.
Thank you, to be able to trap it. So many of them that are in it, it's not because they enjoy it. It's not because there's pleasure in it. It's because they think that maybe there's some gain.
They found solutions.
Yes. In Nigeria, I'm talking about in the context here in Nigeria. In outside Nigeria, there's so much trauma because of absent parents.
Yes.
In the life of young people. So and there's a lot of
So parental guide.
guide and you understand care and support. And at the same time, there's so much knowledge and information going on that is not well. There's not really, the children are being fed with the wrong information
Yes.
by the media and the rest of it.
Yes. Recently, I came across a video on Facebook, and it happened a lot. So there's this small boy. I think he should be around 12, 13 years. So he was narrating his own story that the man came, met him, and then promised to give him a bag of sachet water to sell since he's jobless at that moment. So he met the man, and I believe he's homeless. The boy is homeless from the story from what I was together. So he met the man, and then the man said, "Okay, you should sleep here, and the next day I will give you." So at the process when he was sleeping, that was when no, he didn't rape him actually. He didn't get to that point. So he was looking closer to him, and the boy felt uncomfortable. His left hand and right. So he caught the man with the sling and a whole lot of things. And apart from that particular man, I think there were two of them and two other victims. So I believe in that victimization. Actually, there are people who ended up there as victims, not because they wanted to, but as you rightly said, they were fed wrong information.
Yes.
Or they were deceived with a lot of money,
Yes.
status. I mean,
Going back to this, right?
Yes.
I just had a question in mind. How would a married woman react when she knows or hears that her husband, who left for work, happened to branch somewhere, maybe a hotel after work, to have his way with another man? And this is a married man, because we know that even married men do this for some reasons as well too. So how would a married woman react to this?
Okay, I think my priority in this question is to share how the Christian should respond.
Yes.
Because if a married woman,
Yes,
if a married woman
react to this?
decides, finds out that her husband does this and they are not Christians, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing they should do. It's a norm in the world. But if a Christian woman finds out that her husband is homosexual, there's so much problem that need to be addressed prayerfully, and she needs to understand his problem.
We've been talking about men, man to man. How about women that get involved in this same thing too with their
It's the same thing. It's the same. The reverse is the case.
That's the case.
Regardless of whether it's man
Gender.
or woman.
Yes.
Regardless of the problem is things.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think it was, I believe, we learned one or two from this aspect. So I wouldn't want us to dwell much about it, but apart from that, as I said initially, I said we live in a world that is sexually charged. With same-sex relationship with opposite sex. But there are biblical principles regarding those things, right? And first of all, let's start by knowing what the Bible says about premarital cohabitation. So yes, what's the thing of the Bible regarding premarital cohabitation?
Yeah, cohabitation is a sin. Well, at least it creates room for sin. You understand? If you are not married to an individual, you shouldn't stay with them. You understand? The Bible says we shouldn't give an occasion for sin. We shouldn't give sin an opportunity, very an opportunity. So, and I've stayed in some cities and Nigeria that accommodates that. You see a lot of single mothers, lots of women who have children from different fathers. The same woman having children from different fathers. Now, cohabitation is actually one of the things that is destroying marriages. You understand? And trust. People no longer value marriages. People now don't value commitment. They don't value covenant. They don't value the person because they feel like I can get the woman anywhere.
Yes,
You understand? But when you go through that process of commitment, when you go through that process of covenant, agreement, you understand, you gather people, you understand, you will value that relationship.
Exactly.
You understand? So, as a woman, if you agree to cohabitation, you are actually in yourself cheaply. And if you do so, the consequence will weigh more on you than the man.
Can I just throw in a question?
Yes, sir.
I think there are reasons to why some certain things occur.
Yeah.
Things trigger other things too.
Yes.
And I wouldn't just think that a lady would just want to throw herself
To a man.
to a man without any tangible reason. Yes.
Okay.
And I want to believe, because it's what we all see, that I think money is one very big problem and reason to why most ladies do this. And aside the money that we know being the main cause of why a lady would want to get herself indulged in premarital cohabitation, what else do you really think?
I think what I really do,
Any bit?
and what you need to understand is that money is not everything. You have to think about the long-term consequences of your actions. And regardless of your situation, no matter how desperate your situation is, you have to sit down and weigh the long-term consequences of your decisions. You understand? Because this life may look short, but if you finish 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, going through a cycle that you cannot break, you will understand why it is good not just to decide something because of money, not just to go into something because you are having challenges.
That's these women,
Do
right?
you understand? Not just the women, the men too. It's both. Because there are some women that have money and they adopt some men and
What we call sugar.
and so it can be both ways. Okay, you understand? So
Let me interrupt you a bit.
no problem.
You know, we know about sugar mummies. So sugar mummies are women who adopt
Sugar boys.
So okay, the boys are called sugar boys.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I wanted to know.
We use the word adopt.
So
adoption of like
so they cohabit.
Cohabit,
You
yeah.
understand? So cohabitation has long-term consequences. And if really there was any money benefit there, why not just get married?
Yes.
I have a lady friend of mine, and we met in Ghana. I wouldn't mention her name. She's a respected person, but she's struggling in her home over her means because her mother died and she was going through a lot. She has to compete with her man. I've seen her almost twice. It's almost twice. She's regretting it. And there's nothing she can do because she has spent all of her life with it. And she seems to be trapped in the cycle, and the man doesn't honor her as a wife. You understand? And he has yet to go home and legitimize his marriage. I'm not saying that the person has to go and play that way, but marriage is all about agreements and promises, a component and commitment. So both parents agree that you should take their daughter. It's okay.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Sorry, I need to ask.
Yeah.
So, is there any such thing as soulmates in Christianity?
Okay, in Christianity. I don't think. What is soulmate? Are you saying like maybe there's a particular person meant for this particular person?
Yes.
Not so.
Okay.
There's nothing like that.
So that means soulmate is just a general word for
Soulmate is just movies and novels.
I think we hear people say
This is my soulmate.
This is the man. I think this is the man.
Yeah.
Or God prophesied to me that this is the man or woman that is actually meant for me, that I was meant to marry. So I married who God.
There's actually no scriptures, and I'm challenging anybody watching us to show me any scripture that proves that actually a man or a woman has a particular person meant for them. And the reality is that once you get married, I've been married for some time, so our marriage is still. But once you get married as a Christian, no matter what you believe about your spouse, it's the will of God.
It is the will of God. The will of God.
Yes, because if God doesn't want it to happen, He is powerful enough to stop it from happening.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So there is no such thing as soulmate in Christianity. It is deception. That's why some people, it's just because they don't want to take responsibility for their actions and decisions. They want to run away. They say, this is not my soulmate. It's not meant for me. They will die like that. Yes, I'm not kidding. Because yes, they try to play with other people's emotions and they feel like they can go scot-free. You understand? You can't come into a man or a woman's life in the name of marriage, and after the marriage, you now say it's not my soulmate. Are you kidding? It's something wrong with you.
Okay.
Like, what were you thinking? Because the reality is that the reality is this: there is no such thing. You can't. There is even no. You cannot be the same with your spouse. You understand? If you see a spouse that seems to be the same, it is just one person willing to adjust. You understand, to fit in and to accommodate certain things in the life of the individual. But we are all different, and we come with different characters, different belief system, different mindset, and different way of life, and different worldview.
You know, from this from your explanation,
Yes.
just ask a question.
Yes.
You know, before marriage, in the church, and you'll be asked this, are you sure this is the will of God? Now, some churches go to most churches, I say go to an extent. Yes, I'm telling you to go and pray fast to ensure that God speaks to you, that this person
is meant for you.
Now, I believe that most people, once they're already in love, and then you ask them to pray that, to go and confirm this is the will of God. Some of them will pray, but I believe they won't see any other reason. They love control. Yes.
I think I will tell you my own personal thing.
Okay.
When I spoke to my wife's animal, I went to the people who are parents, and I asked them. The woman told me to go and fast for 30 days. I didn't fast for 30 days. But what I did was that.
Why did you not do that? Sorry,
thank you. I believe in fasting, but I believe it was not necessary for me to fast for the 30 days. I fasted for 5 days, and I think I was only taking months because I needed some energy to go to work. Now, God didn't show me anything. You understand? I just have to make that decision and marry her. You understand? And I got married to her. Now, our marriage is not without challenges, but I wouldn't use those challenges to say it's not the will. There's no home that doesn't have challenges. You understand? And the reason why pastors are asking you is, are you sure it's the will of God? Because they want to avoid this aftermath.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you coming back. Right? Say this person is that. So they just. I'm not saying God doesn't show people the right person, but that person is not that it's meant for you. That if you didn't marry them, any other person you marry will
just how spiritually ready
you understand. So there are so many things that play a role in this union called marriage.
See,
Yes.
and I believe a lot of people are using that particular concept to deceive others into marriage with them. I remember a story of I don't know, a woman. She's quite young.
Okay.
Then sometimes back, a man approached her and then he told her that the Lord ministered to him that she is his wife. And can you believe that woman is already married with children?
You see that?
She's already married with children, but they are using, a lot of people are using that it is the law of God to lure some.
Yes. I can also, that's more like accusing God.
Yes.
Because I can also recall and present that of God when someone, there were two people promising young lovers. I think they really loved themselves, but the lady's mom actually told the lady that she has seen a vision, and because she's a prophetess, that she has seen a vision from God that guy she's going out with is not her husband. And I think there was another man somewhere that that's the mom, preferred to actually be her daughter's husband.
Okay, more like matchmaking.
Yeah, matchmaking. So I think as at that point, one would want to believe that she lied about hearing from God or seeing the vision.
Me personally, if I'm a lady and you approached me and told me that the Lord told you that I will not marry.
Why?
Thank you, I'll tell you why. First of all, you are using I feel like you are using the name of God to intimidate me or convince me to marry. You understand? I want you to woo me as a woman. If I'm a woman, I want you to use your intellect, your senses, prove yourself. You understand that you love me. Even if the Lord actually told you, I want you to keep the Lord aside, because I'm not marrying the Lord, I'm marrying you. You understand?
Yeah.
So because after we finish now, I might not see the Lord, but I will be seeing you every day. So, and you might be giving me headache.
Because you're saying that the Lord told me that you're my wife. Has the Lord also told you about those challenges that you encounter from me?
Yeah. And actually, you see, in the church, a lot of things are happening. Right? Now, regarding that marriage.
Yes, sir.
Now, a lot of ministers, a lot of pastors, there's this thing which is matchmaking. Now, they feel that since they're their spiritual fathers, they have the right to join two people together into union. And they do that. You know, sometimes they look for a lady who is single and a man who is single. And then
I've seen it
join them,
even on TV.
marriage. But what does the Bible say about that? What is
It is an abuse of marriage. It's all abuse, and most of those pastors are under pressure. The woman keeps coming to them for prayers. Are you understand?
for husband?
They are prayed, they are fasted, they are ministered anointing water, anointing sticker, it's different kind of anointing. It didn't work. So one day the pastor bless. So this marriage must go. So they now bring out the men and promise the men money.
Yes.
Like one I saw, I think somewhere in Port Harcourt, that other short actor was like, they say any man that will marry him.
Oh yeah, yes.
You don't do marriage like that for crying out loud. You understand? So because you are using money and to desperate girls that are in their situations now will not accept such people.
So that means those marriages
And God doesn't want that kind of marriage.
And maybe one
they are built on material.
Yes, there's no knowledge of this partner. The partner didn't have the time to really prove themselves that they are capable of handling marriage, because marriage has problems. You understand? In fact, marriage is a problem center. It's the center of problems. Problems from
school.
There are certain things.
Like a school.
There are certain things, sir. Your name is Annie, right? There are certain things in you that you are suffering from your childhood that have not come out until you get married. You understand?
Please, can you repeat that for us?
Yes, there are certain things you suffered as a child, childhood trauma, that you are not yet aware. It's deeply embedded in you. It is in marriage you begin to see that. It is when your children comes out, you begin to see that. It is when your wife comes out.
It's more like it's nothing to me. It's just like
Yes, I'm being honest with you. Because marriage is a center of all kinds of chaos. So you need a lot of maturity, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually to actually go into that. And prayer too, to handle certain issues. Because we are living in an imperfect world. There's so many problems in us. You understand? It is marriage that will put you whether you are selfless or selfish.
Yes.
You understand? It is marriage that will put you, yes.
And because I was wondering, after 6 months or a year after this marriage, we won't hear the pastors calling them to check on that very marriage.
Yeah, you know
How far,
the reason
how
is this.
well is your marriage?
You know, marriage is like a journey, and when you're traveling, a lot of people will come bid you farewell.
Yes,
And when you
exactly.
go
Once
back to the road,
When you now reach that,
Seems they were the one that did.
when you now reach that point,
Yeah,
also and the other people are not there.
they don't know the dust. The dust. Leading you to open your
have
head.
to ask you how well.
Yes.
How well. Okay. This is very
That is it.
interesting.
Now, thank you very much. So, still on the issue of marriage, before we proceed further.
Yes.
Now, what does or let me rephrase this question.
Yes, sir.
Can a Christian
Yeah.
marry a non-Christian?
No. And the answer is simply no. The Bible says you should not marry people of other faiths. Now, because it has not always worked well. But there are exemptions to that rule. There are exceptions to that rule. My elder brother, first of all, married a woman, you understand, from a traditional family. You understand? They were not Muslims, they were traditionalists. Today as I speak to you, that woman is more committed to Christ.
Okay.
I mean everything. So there are exceptions. However, on the general rule, there are people who are, most of these traditional worshippers, they are just there. You understand? So they are not indoctrinated. You understand? But there are these kind of people who are staunch religious people. Some of them have even been initiated into, they are not just practicing the religion as a religion, they also understand the spiritual aspect of it. You You understand? So if you marry such people, you actually take you away from the Lord. And if you don't take you away from the Lord, it will make it difficult for you to serve Him. And your children will be confused too. To follow. That's why you see some parts of Nigeria. Yeah, even as much as I love the fact that they are liberal, they accommodate all kinds of people. But you can't be they even form one religion of Islam. So,
This is possible.
yeah, Muslim, they are Christian. So you can't actually do something like that. The children will be confused. You see, one day you see a child inside church. You see on Saturday they don't dress.
Christmas period.
Who are you? Where are you going to? You understand? That makes those children spiritual hallows. You understand? Spiritual shallow. They don't have direction, and they will be the most confused kind of people. There's one I was traveling. He was holding a cross, a chassis, and one other thing. So after I finished this one, he said, after asking, he said, anyone will walk. He just want to mix everything, so anyone will walk. It doesn't work like that.
That's interesting. So further,
Yes, sir.
all marriages, or let me say marriages, you encounter challenges.
Yes.
Right? Now, as humans, there are some challenges that we think that are beyond our capabilities. So when we meet these particular challenges, we tend to back on and then this marriage. Or first of all, what should the Christian do when their spouse is unfaithful?
Okay. Being unfaithful is a very big issue. And it seems to be like the only reason for divorce. I think in the book of Matthew 19, Jesus Christ said, when they asked him, should a man divorce a woman for any cause? He said, no, it says, Moses said they should write a certificate of divorce because of the hardness of their heart. But in the beginning, it was not so. He said that any man who divorces his wife, except for the sake of adultery, no, I think fornication. Now, if you read that place, it uses fornication and adultery interchangeably. So there are this Christian view that the fornication that warrants divorce is actually talking about the law of Moses, where Moses gave the law that if you marry a lady that is not a virgin, I think that is in the book of Deuteronomy. If you marry a lady that is not a virgin, you should divorce her. And that Jesus was not actually referring to an unfaithful spouse. You understand? Because it is the same Jesus Christ that said you should forgive 70 times 7 in a day. So Jesus wouldn't have said, you understand? So there are different kinds of worldview, but there are exceptions. There are actually certain things. Jesus all knows that there are certain things that we warrant divorce. Though it is not the ideal thing, though it is not what he wants, though it is not what he desires. In fact, he says he hates divorce. But there are certain things when your life is under threat. You understand? When there are certain situations that affect you, because we live in an imperfect world, God will allow divorce in certain cases, but it is not the ideal thing. You understand? Yes. So there are other people who actually believe that it is unfaithfulness that should make a spouse divorce their spouse. Now, this is what I believe. I'm open for correction with the viewers if you think it's different from what scripture actually means. If your spouse, most often the men, is unfaithful, why is he unfaithful? The first question you ask is, are you a woman who starves her husband of sex? You understand? And now, I'm not saying that if you are starved of sex, you should not go. If you are becoming the reason why your husband goes out to have sex outside, if God is punishing him, you have your share of punishment. You understand? Thank you. Because he married him because the Bible says that you should be with him. You are not fulfilling that role as a woman or as a man. And then it's now led this person to temptation and he fell sway, he fell in the devil and slept with that person. So you have to actually look at the cause of that problem. You should also consider, is this person addicted to pornography? Is this person struggling with childhood trauma? You understand? Yeah. Is there anything that is making this person do this? Is this something I can help? You understand? If it's something that doesn't have solution within your own reach, you can reach out to other experts. There are lots of people who are experts in counseling in prayers, in deliverance, and in so many things. And I believe that if you really want your marriage to work, and you are really committing it to God, and you are doing your own part of loving that person and allowing your marriage to glorify God, you must not really so
Thank you, sir. So the next question.
Yes, sir.
Should Christian practice celibacy before marriage?
Yes, that's
And why?
yeah, okay. Celibacy, that's abstinence from abstinence. Yes, that's so yes, it's biblical. God doesn't want us to
accepting
in that. Now the why, the first why to that question is the fact that God said.
yes, very important.
You understand? But our generation doesn't want to hear God say. They want to know why He said it.
Yes.
You understand? So yes, we are in a generation of young people, and it's good. You understand? Even as a parent, you don't just give laws. You understand?
As an inquisitive generation.
Yes, you have to actually give the reasons why you are giving that law. So first of all, sex actually ties you to that person. You understand? Now, when that ties will not continue, you feel taken advantage of, mostly from the woman. She feels taken advantage of. You understand? And then it makes that person appear like a sexual object rather than a human being to be loved and cherished. You understand? Another reason why God wants us to be committed to one partner is because of the sanctity and sacredness of the human body. You understand? The human body was actually meant for a purpose. The reason why this body was built, there's a purpose for it, and that purpose is not to be sleeping with women. You understand? So that purpose is actually a higher purpose. That's why you have a limited time frame. So if you are using that time, that small time that you have to be knocking and knocking and knocking, you are knocking yourself to destruction. You are wasting your time and resources that are in you that you don't even know exist. You understand? Many people who are addicted to immorality, especially those that are called Christians, I'm not talking about unbelievers, they are not productive.
Yes.
They are not productive. You won't see them being productive. They may have money. Them having money is not being productive. There is something in them that is not coming. You understand? So now, those are some of the reasons why God said no. And then the nature of God. God relates our relationship with Him in some scriptures, like the way a man had intercourse with a woman. Because He said that Israel was a prostitute, Israel and Judah. You understand? That they have prostituted, that's meaning they have gone to idols. So God wants us to be committed to one partner, even as He is committed to us. You understand? So God wants us to look at spiritual realities and bring them into our personal lives. He is a God who is committed to His people. You understand? And you too have to be committed to one person. You understand? And that one person should be committed to you. That faithfulness shows that you are reflecting the character and nature of your Father. You understand? So once you enter here, you enter there, that's not the nature of God.
Okay, thank you so much. So the next question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it Bible for married people to divorce and be married?
Wow. Okay. I'll switch from scripture. First of all, there is something the Bible says in the book of Corinthians. Paul the Apostle was speaking. He said that if an unbeliever decides to marry, divorce a believer, he said in such cases the brother is not under bondage. So that is, it's not under obligation to stay unmarried, because it is that unbeliever that decided to leave. So you are free. You understand? Or in a situation whereby you divorced somebody just for any reason,
Or there's the union that God joined together.
yes, the Bible says if you remarry again, you are committing immorality. You understand? That's what scripture says. And I don't want to start guessing maybe that, maybe not. I don't want to start thinking that maybe that law has changed in our generation. No. I believe that God sees this generation when that scripture was generated. He has known that there will be a generation like this, with this kind of problems, and He settled down. So when you get married and you divorce the woman because she can't control, Or maybe
So teaching how
You don't
Yes,
know.
because-
you don't know before you come.
yes, but because she's not giving you the sexual styles you are seeking out.